Hello guys, welcome back again. Today we'll be having a new show, and the name of the show is Red Perfumed Smoke. And what is this show all about? It is all about talking about a player that divides opinions amongst fans. So we'll be talking about an Arsenal player who divides opinions amongst Arsenal fans. So this will be our very first episode, and we'll be talking about players who divide opinions amongst fans. So we'll be talking about one Arsenal player. At least for today, let's talk about one player who really divides opinions amongst Arsenal fans. And who's the player we'll be talking about? We'll be talking about GRANIT XHAKA. So I think all of us do know GRANIT XHAKA. Every Arsenal fan does know GRANIT XHAKA. Everyone knows GRANIT XHAKA. We also know what GRANIT XHAKA does. We've seen what he does for Arsenal. So we can see that, or we can find out that a lot of fans criticize GRANIT XHAKA. GRANIT XHAKA brings love and hate at the same time. There are fans who hate him, and there are fans who really love him for what he does. So fans are really different, and everyone has his or her own opinion about GRANIT XHAKA. So as for me, I have my opinion as well. So what I can say about GRANIT XHAKA is a player I love very much, because we can see that GRANIT XHAKA has experience. Despite the mistakes he does, players do mistakes. We can see that GRANIT XHAKA is a very aggressive player on the pitch. So we can see that he's not the only aggressive player. We have the likes of Gattuso, also such players. We have aggressive players. Every player has his character. So we can see that according to the current Arsenal squad, GRANIT XHAKA is the only player who has ever played the Champions League with Arsenal. All the other players have never played the Champions League with Arsenal. He's the only player who remained. So it was only him and Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil left and left GRANIT XHAKA. So if we ever noticed, or if we ever look at the Arsenal games, GRANIT XHAKA is one important player. If you ever notice, whenever he's at the midfield, you can see that the midfield is not shaky. The midfield is not shaky. We can see GRANIT XHAKA is passing accuracy. We can see GRANIT XHAKA is good at the long shots. You can see he's very good at shooting. So we can see GRANIT XHAKA is a player who's very, very, very nice, because he has the experience. So as well, we can see that GRANIT XHAKA has the quality of a leader. GRANIT XHAKA, whenever he's on the pitch, we can see him communicate. We can see him talking to the other players. We can see him. He's always hungry. He has the hunger, and he's always eager to get something out of the game. He's very nice. We can see him communicating with the other players. We can see him very furious. We can also see whenever an opponent plays a rough game, or plays if there is anything, any commotion, we can see GRANIT XHAKA getting in between. We can see him. GRANIT XHAKA is a very good leader, and GRANIT XHAKA is a player who has a lot of experience. So we can see other fans criticizing GRANIT XHAKA, like GRANIT XHAKA gets a lot of red cards. GRANIT XHAKA does a lot of mistakes. So players do mistakes. And one thing is that whenever games do have pressure, whenever you see maybe your team not performing in a game, whenever you see something not working out, they do have pressure. So you can find that a player does play a rough game, he gets a red card and all that. But anyway, that's part of the game. That's part of the game, yeah. So we can see GRANIT XHAKA is a player who has experience. And we can see last season he really stepped up, because Partey was injured. Partey is prone to injuries. We can see that GRANIT XHAKA did his work very well. we can see that he is a player we counted on last season. He was very okay at the midfield. You can see Odegaard is an offensive player and Granit Xhaka is a defensive player. So we can see Granit Xhaka really performed, and Granit Xhaka is a player who has experience and is a player who is a leader. And this is what the Arsenal team needs, because the Arsenal team squad is full of young players, and we need players like Granit Xhaka in the midfield. We can see what he does, the communication. We can see him very eager. We can see what he does on the pitch. So simply because Arsenal have young players, we need players with experience, as I said before. So Granit Xhaka is a player who's very nice, according to my opinion. I said everyone has their own opinion. So Granit Xhaka has all the capabilities. Granit Xhaka is a very nice player, and as for now, we are trying to rebuild the team. But in order to rebuild the team, you also need like 1, 2, or 3 players who have experience, who can be around the young players, so that the young players can look up to the experienced players, and that is Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka is a player who influences the young players. So yeah, Granit Xhaka is a very good player. We can see him really trying. So let's not judge a player by the simple mistakes. I know that maybe sometimes he does the mistakes in a very crucial game. Yeah, that really happens. But you can see him, maybe before getting a red card, he really tries to fight for the team. He really tries to win the game. He really tries to win. So we can see Granit Xhaka doing his best. I think there is a season, last season but one, Granit Xhaka was playing on the left back. If many of you did watch a few games, there was a game against Crystal Palace. Granit played as a left back. So we can see Granit Xhaka is a player who's ready to fight for the team. And he once said that if the coach wants me to play any position, I can do that because I want to fight for the team. And this is what we need from our players. This is what we really need. We really need players who can help the team. So, and experience. Experience really matters. Apart from anything else, experience does matter. Yeah. So Granit Xhaka is the only player left. Mesut Ozil left, and Granit Xhaka is the only player who played the UEFA Champions League with Arsenal. I'm talking about the current squad. No player played the Champions League apart from Granit Xhaka. Yeah. Lacazette came, he never played the Champions League. Aubameyang came, never. So Granit Xhaka knows how it feels like to be the Champions League. So he has something to offer. He has something to tell the youngsters. He has something to communicate to the youngsters. So these are the type of players we need into the Arsenal team, because I don't think if it's very appropriate to be judgmental on a player since he gets red cards. You can see that there are many players even back then who used to get red cards, who used to do mistakes, you see. Yeah. So these are the kind of, that is who Granit Xhaka is. Granit Xhaka is an aggressive player. We can see he's a defensive midfielder. So these are the type of players we need. I've given you a very good example. Gattuso playing for AC Milan back then. He used to get red cards. He used to be very aggressive. He used to be very furious, but he was a very good player. I think if at that time you are given Gattuso, you will say it's a yes, because Gattuso had a very good experience and he was very aggressive. Those are the types of players we really need, because the defensive midfield, as a defensive midfielder, that is what we expect from a defensive midfielder. Actually, it will be a very big problem if the defensive midfielder is not strong enough, is not aggressive. We'll be saying that is not good enough, but we really need aggressive defensive midfielders with experience as well. So that is what we need from Granit Xhaka. Yeah, so those are just opinions. Anyway, this is our very first episode of Red Perfumed Smoke. So guys, if you have your comments, if you have your opinions, please just comment, give us your opinions as well about players who have divided opinions, who come up with divided opinions against amongst football fans. So yeah, if you have any opinions, if you have any comments, guys, you can just drop them. You can just yeah, come up with the opinions. We just try to weigh. Yeah, you can just try to weigh. You can just try to come up with the opinions. So this is a channel known as Mabea Loves Football, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much.